Welcome back to Rarars Adventures, the chicks who spread disability awareness.
We do reviews on great places to go, so you can see what's in store for when you go.
Check out our interviews of people like you and me. Let the world know about our different disabilities.
Don't forget our home product reviews. There might just be something to help you.
Hit that bell to subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Come along for the ride.
Yeah. Hello, welcome back to Rarars Adventures.
This is our
what are we calling this? This is our hour
floppy
of chat.
women chat.
Floppy women chat. I'm just going to move Facebook down a little bit so they can see as well. Do bear with, as we have technical difficulties as usual.
I was going to say that. No surprise.
Does that help anyone?
Hold
on.
Back towards. No,
bear with, peeps. Bear with.
That's all right.
I can see my head wobble.
Yeah, we've got a wobble head.
It's a bit loose today.
Okay, coming back.
Floppy. It's a bit floppy.
Yay!
Right, so that song you just heard, and we don't know if you heard it all right or not, but that was a little jig that me and Hayley did.
We did.
For Rarars Adventures, and you will start hearing it before videos.
Yeah, anything we release, that'll be our little intro.
Yeah. So good luck. So I hope you've all got a cup of tea and come to join us. We're hopefully staying on for about an hour to have a good old chinwag with everyone.
Should we let them know who we all are, just in case?
Yeah, so obviously I'm Tara, who founder of Rarars Adventures.
I am Hayley, the slave for Tara.
Yeah. I'm Mandy, the second slave for Tara.
Oh, and I'm Shirley, and nobody.
Oh, that's so not true.
Not true.
Oh my God. So if you've only just joined, please hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, and give us a thumbs up and a share. Yeah. So we all have chosen different topics
today.
Topics to talk about. Topics to talk about. Have we not?
We have.
Yeah. So and obviously if you guys want to get involved, ask any questions relating to anything, please just comment and we will involve you in our little conversation today.
Exactly.
Yeah. Get involved. Be part of the team.
Okay.
So
I'd like to go first. What topic have you picked, Shirley?
Me, sleep apnea.
Okay.
We've never done anything on sleep apnea, have
No,
we?
we have not. No.
Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah. So
I wrote things down.
She wrote things
I
down.
can't see much, mind you. It's dark in here. It's like a cave.
Spotlight.
This is from the National Health website.
Okay.
I do know a couple of people with sleep apnea, and unless you know exactly that you do have it, it can be rather frightening because it tends to stop you from breathing when you're asleep. You do wake
scary,
up.
Isn't it?
What wakes you up is you're sort of choking and gasping, and it tends to wake you up.
Is this the one where you have to sometimes wear an oxygen mask?
Yeah, you do.
Right,
Well, it's not. Yes, I suppose so. It's a CPAP machine.
Yeah.
Once they realise that you've got it. But the best way is probably, if in doubt and you're not getting enough sleep, because you're tired during the day, you fall asleep during the day, you've got no energy, get a friend or somebody, if you're on your own, to be with you during the day when you do fall asleep, and they can see how you're reacting.
Yeah.
Because with some people, if it's really bad, your lips go blue,
Oh
and
my God.
yes,
Scary,
it is
isn't
your
it?
heart
Yeah.
basically not being able to
God.
breathe properly and what have you. But
What causes it then?
the main cause, well, I wouldn't say the main cause, but one of the causes, your airway.
Oh.
You're not getting the oxygen down into your airway.
Is that due to like trauma also? Or?
It with stress can be one.
Oh.
They haven't exactly said why you get it.
I assume it's not been researched into enough for.
Probably not.
No.
No.
None of it is it?
It's
No.
a trial and error.
Yeah.
Some people with what you call wide necks, big thick necks, tend to suffer with it. Children have it. Young
Really?
people have it.
Oh,
Doesn't discriminate.
No. They used to say that it was mostly men, but now women seem to be coming forward. But yeah, if anything like that, and you're frightened because of that, then go and see your doctor.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And then they can test you and see and send you to a certain place that does that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And you wear a machine for 24 hours, and they can see how often you don't breathe during the night, and then they'll basically sort you out with a CPAP machine.
Yeah, someone I know who's got one of them.
Yeah,
but they struggled with the mask, so they had to go to the tube thing.
Yeah.
So I'd really struggle with that. I'd be thinking it's going to come off anyway.
It doesn't come off. Apparently, no.
Isn't it?
No.
Get used to
Yeah.
it. Once you've got it, is that it? You've got it for life.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, they like a lot of things. They do sort of say weight problem,
Oh,
but it's not necessarily
Always
weight
the weight
problem
problem.
either.
Yeah.
No.
It can be hereditary.
Can it?
Yeah,
That's
apparently.
Huh.
But they're not 100% sure that it is hereditary.
Yeah.
They haven't
It
looked
couldn't be
into
like a gene fault type thing then.
it. Not sure.
For the person that I know has got it, his parents don't have it.
No.
So it's one of those things, I guess, where it can happen either way. A bit like fibro, where you can either develop it on your own or hereditary.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to get it first, haven't they?
Well, yeah.
If it is hereditary.
Chicken or the egg.
Yeah.
Oh, don't start that one.
But it can be sorted.
Yeah. At least it's treatable.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, the people who drive, if you've got it really bad, then you have to contact the DVLA, and it is right, DVLA, isn't it?
Yeah.
And they can stop you from driving because you could fall asleep at the wheel.
Scary.
It is.
Yeah, and until you're sorted out with this CPAP machine and whatever.
You can't wear that driving.
No, you can't. You don't have to. You wear
I
it when
suppose
you're
you're
asleep.
sleeping better,
Right.
aren't you?
Only at night.
So then.
Yes, you're getting the oxygen flowing through your body that it should be.
Right.
And you're more alert.
But you can go back driving
Oh.
because the person I know went back driving
So it
after
doesn't
about
just
2 years.
affect your sleep, it affects other things.
It affects other things like of course you're tired, lethargic, and give you
Yes.
headaches.
The lack of sleep, obviously your body rejuvenates overnight, so the lack of sleep, your body's not rejuvenating like it should, so your body is not running at 100%.
No.
It's
Yeah,
quite
but
interesting, isn't it? Because it's one of those
I
conditions
don't
that
think I know anyone with it.
no, I only know one person, and Michelle knows two, so it's obviously quite common.
Yeah.
it is
I
fairly
guess.
common, and you do get the machine. They give you the machine, and if there's any parts that fail at any time, you go back to the hospital and they get you the piece that you need.
Yeah.
So it's and but it's best to make sure that that's what it is,
Yeah.
because there's nothing worse than having to the symptoms of it.
Yeah,
Why am
sounds
I always tired?
horrible.
Why am I always sleeping?
Why am I choking?
Why am
through
I
the night?
choking? Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
And if somebody else sees it happening,
Oh, yeah.
which you're going to fall asleep when they're there during the day,
Yeah.
because your body has to do that.
Yeah.
And catch up.
I mean, if you've got a husband or a boyfriend or something and they know about it, then that's even better. But
Yeah.
take them with you
Yeah.
to see the doctor, because they can describe all these things as well.
Yeah. I was saying to Shirley earlier, because the machines used to be really noisy, and I said, how does the person she knows sleep with the noise? But Shirley was saying they're not actually as noisy as they used to be now. They're not.
You can't really hear them anymore, these new ones.
This is a lot better, because I know you've used CPAP machines on people and stuff, and that was the main complaint. One, because they have to wear the mask, so their noses used to get sore, and the noise.
Didn't they used to be quite big?
Yeah.
No, these are a little
That's
bit
what
smaller.
I'm envisioning.
Yeah.
Envisioning.
But if you can't get on with the mask, then you can have the one up the nose.
Hello, 100% true. Thank you for joining us.
Hi.
Hi.
So, Mum, what was your topic?
Well, I thought one of you could go first.
Well, that solved that one. Do you want to do your one first?
Which one?
Your first one.
The first one, she says. The first one. So,
bossy.
hold on. Was that about doctors or mobility?
Yeah.
Doctors. So we're talking, mobility.
If I'm going after,
Huh?
Or you can do your,
What?
Do the mobility.
Confused.com!
Do your mobility, and then I'll do my one.
Come on,
after.
girls.
Get on with
like
it.
that.
Mobility.
Yeah, but then, okay.
That's fine. You can follow.
Alright, so apparently I'm talking about mobility. So obviously I drive a mobility scooter, and lots of other people are starting to or do. And I've been looking into this as we do scooter buddies. We get loads of questions, and so I thought I'd kind of cover some as it's
Topic of
asked a lot.
choice. Yeah.
Yeah. So around 300,000 people in the UK rely on a mobility scooter.
It's a lot higher than I thought it was.
Yeah,
gonna be.
yeah. And that is from the beginning of this year.
Blimey.
So I've become one of them.
Yeah, exactly.
300,001
One.
now.
Yeah.
I'll be that one.
So they use their mobility scooter to lead an independent life, and that includes their shopping trips, activities, visiting places, which I do, socialising,
They're
go to
legs.
doctors.
Everywhere you
Yeah,
normally
yeah.
go.
Yeah. If I didn't have my hubby or family and friends that drive, I would be housebound without my mobility scooter.
Yeah.
And
It's
everything
literally
that goes along with it.
Yeah.
Depression and everything.
Yeah.
everything, and it does really affect your mental health. Not being able to go out.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys have seen how down I get without mine.
I
Bad
think,
enough. If you're not well, then you can't go out for a
I
walk.
think also it tends to make you lazier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your
lose
mindset doesn't
motivation
want
to
to
do it.
go because you
No.
can't go.
Yeah.
So you're stuck at home.
I can understand these people that get where they don't want to go out full stop.
Yes.
That's
yes.
what I got like though.
Yeah,
You
I
did.
didn't go out
Yeah.
for 6
I
months.
agree with that.
Yeah.
The confidence goes down, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
much so.
Yeah, going out, getting my batteries for my scooter, I was really, really nervous about going out, but I did it. But there's also something else we're going to add to that a bit later
Once I've done
on.
my bit.
Yeah. So, so there are two classes of mobility scooters, which are class 2 and 3. The difference is mainly the size and speed of the mobility scooter. Class 2 are the smaller scooters that go up to 4 to 6 miles per hour.
Yeah. So that would be
That's
your
mine,
one.
yeah.
And same for our two smaller ones for scooter
Scooter
buddies.
buddies.
Yours goes 6, mine goes 4. And the
She
larger,
said
I like a snail. The larger types of scooters that go 8 miles an hour and are allowed on the road, they're class 3.
Do you have to be roadworthy to be on the road?
Get into that.
Okay.
Get into that. See, answering the questions that I get asked. So there are many different types of mobility scooters, and it's important to find the right one for you, as you are the one using it. Questions that I think, from my experience, that you should be asking yourself before buying a mobility scooter is, what do you want to use mobility scooter for? Whether it's to put in your car, to go shopping, or you want to go out regularly in it, you want to go walk dogs on fields. What are you No, that's what I just said. If you are thinking of longer journeys, think how the seat feels and suspension. Does it have everything that you need? For example, does it have a bag on the back? Can it take a bag on the back? Can it take sticks? Can it
Holders.
cup holders?
Oh,
Would
yeah,
it
that's
fit
a
your
must.
dog on the middle plate if you want to take your dog with you? Will it be will it be warm enough in the winter months? And
I don't think most of them are unless you're closed in.
Yeah.
exactly that. Yeah.
And you get open ones and you get closed ones.
You
Yeah.
do, you do. So there's lots of things to consider, not just, oh, well, maybe a scooter, I'll have that one. Do you need insurance? No, not legally, but very strongly advised. Even more so if you are driving a scooter on the road, because that's protecting you and the public.
So it's not compulsory then to have,
Not compulsory.
Not
even though
compulsory
it's
to
a
have
faster
insurance.
machine.
No.
Oh.
So
Do you have to register with the DVLA? Yes, but if you're driving a Class 3 mobility scooter, you have to register with the DVLA if you're using it on the road. If you're not going to use it on the road and you go 6 to 4 miles an hour on the path, you don't need to register it.
Makes sense.
Do you
Yeah.
need a license? No, but would strongly advise practicing with a friend or in your garden or very local to get you used to driving it, how effective the brakes are, turning circle,
Yeah.
reversing, getting used to bumps, how you're going to manage that. And also it helps build your confidence when you do go out. Are you allowed on a bus or train with a mobility scooter? A bus, you are allowed the small ones that can break up and fit onto a bus. Trains, yes, you can, but it's strongly advised to call the train station before you go,
Yeah.
so you can make sure a guard is ready to help you get the scooter on,
Yeah.
get the ramp ready,
yeah.
make sure there's enough room for you to reverse. And I have done that, and it feels really weird because you've got to go up this ramp. Obviously, it's safe, but
on the train,
because you're going over that gap, and you're
Yeah.
like, ooh, and there's a bit of a lump at the top, and you've got to get over that. So it is a bit
I can imagine
daunting.
actually you'd be quite uneasy doing
Yeah,
that. I mean, I feel uneasy
Yeah,
if,
like
if the
that.
pavement's slightly tilted.
Yeah.
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 Hi, Baron.
Hello, hope you're well. Can you take them in shots? Again, if it's a smaller scooter, yes, you can. You can take bigger scooters into shops, but you have to be aware that aisles aren't
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
wide
Wide
enough
enough.
for the scooter.
And that's
so you
something
have to bear that in
That
mind.
needs improving, doesn't it, within our society?
Definitely.
It
Because
does, because quite frankly, some of them aren't even wide enough for your trolleys.
No.
Really.
No.
and if you what people need to understand is that for a lot of people, the mobility scooters are their legs.
Yeah.
So if they've gone out in them to go to town or whatever, they need to be able to
Need it.
access the shops.
Yeah.
You know, they need to be able to do clothes shopping, food shopping.
Yeah.
You know, get in a changing room or things
Yeah.
like that. It does.
I
there
think
needs
the
to be more
worst
awareness.
shops actually are your clothes shops.
Yeah.
Because they try and cram a lot of
Yeah.
items, and there's barely enough room sometimes for a normal person to walk around.
Oh.
So a mobility
Exactly.
scooter, you wouldn't.
No. And also, what I don't understand with clothing shops, a lot of them have got a lovely big area for
Yeah.
wheelchair users and scooter users to get changed in.
Yeah.
But if they was in a scooter, they couldn't actually get there anyway.
Right,
No.
let's get the
No.
clothes.
How
No.
does that work?
No.
then?
And if shops can't provide that, because I can understand in some situations you've got a smaller shop, you need to fit so much stock in it.
Yeah.
At least have like a sign on the window saying, if you're on a mobility scooter or you have access issues, we are always here to help.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
That
maybe a
option.
bell you can ring or something
It puts
like
people
that.
off, doesn't it?
It does, and this, yeah.
Well,
But it's
they
like
will
some of them
help.
shots that say, please ring the bell for access, and the bell's up there. And you're
Well,
like,
yeah,
well, I can't get up
I'm
there.
not, I'm not,
Yeah.
I'm not,
Not working.
Well,
I've rung
sometimes.
it before and nobody comes.
No, no,
and
no,
that.
that's true.
You give up come the finish.
I think sometimes if you just go up to it and look in, you put off.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't even go in there, and
Mm.
that's discriminating against.
Yeah, and
Ability
some staff,
users.
most shops now prepare their staffs to
They
help
do.
others, but some shops still
Have
aren't
No.
It's 2022.
disabled friendly, are
Yeah.
they?
Yeah.
By now,
The
isn't it?
other thing,
As if you're in the way.
yeah,
Yeah.
a useless pain. Oh
Which was
God,
going
going to
out
take
full
time
stop,
up.
isn't it?
Yeah. The other thing was what accessories can you get? Now there are hundreds,
Yeah, quite a few.
but the main
So-
ones I would consider.
Hi, the Stock Explorer.
Hello. The main ones I would get is if you've got a scooter that goes outside, I would get a control panel cover to go over it so that it protects it from rain and wind and all your wires and electrics.
No.
The other thing I would consider getting is a scooter cover if you keep it outdoors.
No, I've got one.
A scooter kind of like a poncho for when you're out.
Seen
It
that,
goes
quite
over
predominantly.
all over the scooter, and then it's got pulling string that keeps
Good
you
idea,
dry
that. I've seen that.
and protects you from the wind.
Mm.
Another thing I would suggest getting is a brain to carry on the conversation. Damn it, I knew I should have wrote this down. God, cup holder, carry your coffee. That's all I think of right now.
Well, Shirley, what accessories have you?
Well, I was
Yours.
lucky. I got mine second hand anyway,
Yeah,
because I couldn't afford a new one.
No.
Yeah.
And it's exactly what I was looking at on the new sections. And I got two bags to fit on mine for the back seat. And I think
Yeah.
most of them will take a bag.
yes,
Yes.
most of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's closed in like yours, perhaps not.
No,
the
but
open
then mine's
ones,
closed in, so I can put everything
Yeah,
in what I
which
call
is
the
a
boot.
different,
Yeah.
different thing.
Yeah.
And then I had 2 cup holders. I don't want 2 cups, you know.
You might.
Yeah.
And basket in the front.
Yeah.
And I think that was all the extras actually.
And then you yourself
Or
have
seat
done
cover.
cushions, haven't you?
I've put cushions on because I've got a bony bottom.
Has he got a stick
Yeah.
holder?
Stick. Well, I'm not using one yet, but no, I'll invent
If
that.
you're using sticks, a lot of people quite often just put them in between their legs.
Yeah.
But the bags you get on the back,
They're
quite a lot of them
longer.
have got stick carriers
Yeah.
on them.
And driving with the sticks in front of you can get in the way of
Yeah.
Would be
steering
dangerous,
majorly. I've had that problem before.
if you're on the road.
Yeah.
And then you've done a blanket to keep your legs warm as well, haven't
I
you?
have. It hasn't been
idea.
successful yet, mind you. No, it hasn't. So I've got to go back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
I can't afford to pay for what they're dishing out all these warm.
That is, me and Haley were
Toes and
talking about
toes.
this earlier. Like, I had to get batteries for my big yellow scooter,
Yeah.
and it cost more to get my batteries than it did
Than
for
what
her
I've been
to
quoted for
get
my car
hers.
battery.
Yes,
That's right.
it's really,
Why?
yeah.
So
Why a disability? It's the people who can't afford it and they're charging them more.
Yeah.
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 You know,
And it doesn't last as long.
No, no.
No.
I
It's
get
not
2
gonna be 2
years out.
years.
of
it
that.
might have been 10.
Car
Yeah.
back, yeah.
You know,
But it's
yeah.
so frustrating.
They need to readjust that
Yeah.
because as there's more and more.
But
There's
they
so
know
many scooters
it's
out there
a
now.
money. They
Yeah.
know they're going to get it because they know
They
that
know they're
people
gonna
depend
need
You
on
don't
it.
have any
Yeah.
choice. You're forced into the situation.
Yeah.
That's right.
Very
They've got
difficult
you.
one.
It's really bad. Isn't
Got
it?
you big time.
Mm.
Yeah. So if you
Sorry.
talk about what you wanted to talk about, then
And then I
we
can
go
lead
back
back
to
to Tara.
see, we have a theory.
We do.
we our theory's working, yeah?
So I wanted to talk about stigma. As
Here we
a
go.
whole, mainly focusing on the UK. Obviously, 'cause that's what
Talk
we
about
live.
this
Yeah.
all day long.
So stigma is commonly described as a mark of disgrace associated with a particular circumstance, quality, or person.
Yeah.
So one example of this is like when someone with a mental illness is called dangerous, crazy, or incompetent, rather than unwell.
Yeah.
Or
Stigma.
understanding it.
Yeah, stigma often involves inaccurate stereotypes, which we
Yeah.
all know.
Yeah.
It's
That goes back years though, doesn't it?
Definitely.
Yeah.
it does.
You know, with mental problems,
Yeah.
that literally goes back years, and it's gone through,
yeah.
and we still think
Yeah.
that way today.
Yeah.
A lot of people do.
Yeah.
Or seeing someone on an ability scooter and going, "Oh, look how lazy they are."
Yeah,
You know, it's that.
especially if it's a young person.
Yeah,
You know, they think it's having a mobility scooter is just for old people. Well, it's not.
It's not.
Because
No.
young people, even younger than you two, because
Yeah.
you are young to me.
I was 22 when I started.
Exactly.
Yeah, you were.
And even younger than that.
Yeah.
You know, in their teens, need help.
I mean, yes, there are, especially nowadays with the prices of fuel and things like that, there is more younger people who are purchasing mobility scooters to get to like work if they're local, things like that, because it costs less in terms of fuel and that. But people just need to just open their minds a little bit,
Not
and
judge.
rather than just judging that person
Yeah.
on a mobility scooter.
Yeah.
You know, you don't do it to people in cars,
No, that's right.
so don't do it to people on
Judge
mobility
your people
scooters.
who are in one because they need to be.
Exactly.
Not because they want to be.
So this is quoted from the Commons Library, parliament.co.uk.
Right.
It says the latest estimates from a family resources survey indicate that 14.6 million people in the UK had a disability in 2020/2021. It represents 22% of the population, which is a huge amount.
It is, isn't it?
In 2019, the Office for National Statistics produced a series of publications examining outcomes for disabled people in the UK. It showed a range of inequalities exist between disabled and non-disabled people in terms of education, employment, housing, well-being, and experiences of crime as well. It showed lower employment rates. They were less likely to own their own homes, less likely to have degrees or actually have no qualifications.
Yeah.
Lower rates for happiness, higher rates for anxiety.
Yeah.
And they're more likely to feel lonely regularly, for
Yes.
example. So for disabled men and women, it's 13%,
Yes.
compared to just 3% for men and 4% for women, people who aren't disabled.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the kind of statistics that
Yeah.
we're looking at. But referring back to Tara, talking about the scooters, what happened to you the other day, Tara?
So yesterday, I obviously got the battery for my yellow scooter, my big yellow scooter, and I was really excited to go out. I needed to test run it, make sure.
How
it's all
long have you
running.
been without this scooter?
Since the beginning of summer, I'd say. So I haven't been in it. I've lost a bit
It's
of
a-
confidence.
It's a class
It is class 3.
3, so it is
roadworthy.
roadworthy. It's
Yeah.
registered with the DVLA,
It's got
and she's
insurance.
insured as well.
Yeah, everything.
Everything.
And I was waiting to pull out on the road, and I had this van behind me, and as I was waiting, I went clear, and as he went past me, he beat his horn, wound down his window, and said, "Get off the beep 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 road,
Bloody
you silly beep beep beep."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, this is kind of a mixture of stigma and ignorance.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Stigma in the sense that Tara needs to get from A to B in her mobility scooter,
Yeah.
and ignorance in the sense that people assume that they shouldn't be on the roads.
Well,
Cyclists are allowed on the road.
and the
Cars
worst
are
thing
allowed.
was I wasn't holding them up. There were cars.
No.
And once I got across, I was in a cycle lane. So
Yeah.
at that point, he had no reason.
No,
I wasn't in his way, nothing.
no.
Do you-
There needs to be more awareness made.
Yeah.
There, like you were saying, there's 2 different types of scooters.
Yeah.
Some are roadworthy, some are not. Don't assume they shouldn't be on the
Yeah.
roads.
But not just saying that, even members of the public. Now, a few years ago, I was going along the beach like I normally do, along the promenade. I got spat at whilst in my scooter,
It's,
told that I'm lazy.
there you go.
And
Yeah.
do you know, I don't know if you remember, I came home in tears.
Yeah.
And I've been tried to be knocked over in my scooter. I've
Yeah.
been run off the road, haven't
Been
I?
reversed into.
Yeah. So
That knocks
I've
your
gone
confidence. doesn't it?
absolutely.
Yeah.
But now, apart from yesterday, because I lost a bit of confidence not going out
Yeah.
as much. But I'm at a point now where I'm like, no, actually, I have a right to be here as
Of
much
course
as
you
you
do.
do.
Yeah.
But someone new driving a scooter,
That'd be
they're-
really scary.
that's it.
Oh,
They
it would
left
stop.
away.
It would stop them,
Stop,
wouldn't
yeah,
it?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I
That's
said to
wrong.
Tara, you know, 'cause she's got a camera that she's going to be setting up in her scooter.
Yeah.
That back on.
And every time this happens, she needs to phone 111
Yeah.
It
and
is-
report the abuse,
it
because otherwise
is.
it's going to keep happening
It
and
is.
happening and happening.
Now, does it just happen with workmen or men in vans, or is
No.
it the cars as well?
What about that
Cyclists,
woman?
people
Cyclists.
walking.
What about that woman and the people at the Portuguese cafe came out and had a go at her for you?
Oh yeah, that was that
Was
chemist.
just a lady.
Yeah.
That was that
About our
chemist.
ages.
Yeah.
Absolutely gave me loads of abuse.
And she got
And that really
all these
upset
other
me.
people, they had a go at her.
That's ignorance.
Yeah.
Well, until
Terrible.
they realise what exactly is wrong with that person, how
Exactly.
dare
But
they do their...
why should
Yeah.
you have to say, "Oh, don't worry, I'm ill. I've got this list of
Exactly.
conditions"? Why should
You
you
shouldn't
prove
have to.
You don't
yourself?
have to say
Exactly.
anything.
No.
Don't have to explain yourself in a card.
No.
do you?
No.
That's
Have
putting you
any
in
of
a
you
box,
guys
isn't it?
experienced, abuse on your mobility scooters or
Yeah.
wheelchairs or electric chairs?
Let us know.
Let us
Or
know your
using walking
stories.
sticks, walking.
To be honest, any stigma, that
Any
you face-
Anything.
walking aid.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I used to, when I had my knees done, 'cause obviously I'm on crutches, and you know what he does like? He doesn't like to feel awkward, does he? So crossing the road in Rustington, this is more than my first knees, to be honest. And I was so slow, and you get people, I crossed when the lights changed,
Yeah.
but you can't cross that quick.
No.
Yeah.
And you get people giving impatient looks, and your dad will be, "Come on, I'm never
You
going. I
can't
can't
go
go
any
any faster."
No.
No.
You know, but you get these glares from people,
pressure,
and you
isn't
feel
it?
Yeah.
it puts you off going out.
It's this thing, isn't it? Unless you suffer with anything,
Exactly,
you are
don't
very
know.
ignorant and rude
Until
to the
you
people
get
that do. Yes, until you
You've
get
got
it.
no idea.
So
what
you
it's
hope
like.
that person who's given you that abuse never
Yeah.
to do
has to do it themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alexander put, "Oh my God, it's so awful. People are not human sometimes."
Yeah.
Completely.
That's
They're
true.
not. I think we're all rushing around so much.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
notice.
Not giving time
Just
to
let
each
something else come
other.
up then.
But over these couple of years since COVID, haven't you realised that people are more
Seems to be a bit-
rushing?
Yeah.
Haven't got
Making
time.
making up for lost time.
Yeah.
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 Mm.
Alexander's also put, also people choose to use electric scooters, cars, buses, trains. Why do they think they have the right to judge if someone is using a disability
Yeah,
scooter?
absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're
Exactly
using
our
it for a
point.
reason.
Yeah.
And if
Yeah.
you're not disabled, why don't you have that choice in using one
Yeah.
instead
Yeah,
of your car?
exactly.
You might have sold your car
And
Yeah.
you can't afford a
because
car
you can't
anymore.
afford the car
Yeah.
to run.
Well, no.
But you can run a mobility scooter.
Yeah.
Why don't
Yeah.
you have that choice?
Well, you
And some
say
of them
that,
don't look like
but
mobility
they're not
scooters.
cheap.
No, they're not
No,
cheap.
they're not cheap. But I mean, we even get it like when, like sometimes we'll go to Tesco's or something like that in our car, and we'll put the disabled badge out, and we get out, and of course we both walk to the
People
shop.
look at you.
Now, although I don't have a disabled badge, but we were talking about this the other day, weren't we?
Yeah.
I mean, I've got fibromyalgia, so it's invisible. You can't see it.
No.
No.
So that they do look at you
They
as
do.
if to say, well, why are you using a disabled badge?
Yeah.
And you've had
Oh,
people have a go at
no.
you, haven't you, for using
Yeah.
a disabled badge?
Yeah.
And it's like,
And because it's in my hubby's truck,
Yeah.
they go, "Well, they're not disabled. Why
Yeah.
are they
it's
using
ridiculous.
that?"
If I wanted,
Yeah.
I could drive a bloody Ferrari
Yeah.
and put my disabled badge in it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not about my lifestyle, it's
No.
about my medical condition.
It's
But
Your
we have
body,
a
isn't
truck, so we can
Exactly.
put a scooter in it.
And why are
You know?
people so eager to judge everybody else anyway?
They
They
are
are,
nothing
aren't
but to do
But the
their
other thing
time.
is, quite often it's from other people that have got badges as well. Sometimes, you know.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Hadn't
They
noticed.
they look and they're like, "Well, you shouldn't be
Yeah.
there. So can you move,
But
please?"
what makes me
Whoa.
laugh is that they
Yeah.
know the process to apply for a mobility scooter
Yes.
themselves.
But not everybody
It's
can
checked
get
with
it
your
though.
doctors.
Yeah, not everybody will get it.
No, you have to
No.
meet certain conditions.
Yeah.
Now, she wouldn't have been given
Take
a badge.
care,
she didn't need
Alexander.
it.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank
She's got to hop
you.
off to work now.
Bye.
Oh,
Bye.
have a good day.
Afternoon.
Afternoon.
I know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody does.
But yeah, it's terrible.
Talk about this for days, couldn't you? Really?
Yeah.
It really annoys me. When
It is a very
people
sore point.
attack.
It
It
really
needs
is.
to be
Yeah.
addressed.
But
and
we're
it needs
not
to
the
be
only
awful.
ones. There's loads of people.
Oh,
so many
thousands.
people.
Yeah.
It needs to be on everywhere, even
Yeah,
on
like
television.
away.
It
Yeah.
needs to be wide.
Yeah.
But they always
No.
play it down.
They do, don't they?
Like it's
Yeah.
not,
They
they
want to
need
go
speak
out
to
there.
real people.
Yeah.
They
That
do.
people that aren't disabled that are listening to this and go, yeah, they ought to go in somebody's scooter and just see the response they get and
Yeah.
the abuse they
But
get.
also, when
It's
you're-
not nice.
Driving on a road,
with a mobility scooter. Now I don't have one, but I use one to help Tara run scooter buddies.
Yeah.
Now if we go on the road, you
I
feel
know,
so
actually.
vulnerable
Yes.
anyway.
Yes.
So to then have something, I mean, I haven't experienced it, but to then have something that happens like Tara,
Yeah.
I don't know that I could cope.
no, I think
No,
that would be
well,
it
this
for
is
me.
it.
It's
It
like
would
you were
stop
saying,
you.
it's
It would,
confidence.
yeah.
You know,
Well,
and
it
that
didn't used to
knocks
stop
you.
you, didn't it? But you've got. a
Well,
lot
I've been driving one for quite a
stronger
few
now.
years now.
Yeah.
But at
But
the
it
beginning,
still
yeah.
hurts, doesn't it? It's still,
Oh
it's
yeah,
upsetting.
nice, isn't it?
And you can't win because if you're on the path, they want you on the road. And if
Yeah.
you're on the road, they want you on the path.
Yeah.
If you go in the cycle lane, oh my God,
What do you want me to do?
broken
Fly?
everything. I
Yeah.
tell you get
It's
it.
a cycle
left, right,
lane.
centre,
You're not
yeah.
supposed to be in here.
But by law now, because they've all updated, I am 99% sure, mobility scooters now have the right to use a cycle lane.
Ah.
but it's not
Because,
publicised.
No,
Same
The
no.
class 2 and the class 3.
Mm,
People knew
yeah.
class 3s existed and they
Yeah.
roadworthy.
Yeah.
yeah.
But like you were
They
saying,
put all
unless you use one, you don't know
Yeah.
anything.
No.
No.
I don't know why you get enough free posts, don't you, through the shops, all these cars.
Yeah,
all
Why
this
don't the
rubbish, yeah.
council
Actually put
put something
information.
information?
Yeah.
Information.
Or you get these
Or why isn't it
Council
on people do their
updates and
driving
everything.
tests?
Yeah.
magazines. Yes, that's right.
We're other
It
road
could come
users.
through with
You
the
get
new
things
ones
about
coming
Yeah,
into
yeah,
driving.
right.
Could do. Maybe
Yeah.
that's something we
Yeah.
could research into if they are doing anything to kind of
Oh,
campaign
yeah.
for that side of things.
Yeah.
That would be
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the learners have got to come upon disability
That's
scooters
right,
yeah.
on the road,
Yeah.
Yeah.
or they're needing to cross the road,
Yeah.
so they have to know perhaps, oh, I better stop.
Yeah.
It's not a zebra
Mm.
crossing or anything that gives them the right, but they need to cross at
Yeah.
the bollards,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but they will not stop.
No.
No.
So that could be told while
Yeah.
they're driving and this sort of thing.
It's
If
the
you
same
see
with
somebody,
cyclists as well, though,
Yeah.
isn't it? You know, I mean, people
I mean,
are still
walking
going on
people-
about that. And it's
yeah,
still-
walking
Yeah.
people sort of have a right at certain areas.
Yeah.
They've changed the highway code, haven't they?
Yeah.
So if you
Where's the
start
mobility
crossing and-
scooter having the right to?
That's right.
Yeah.
Especially as there's so many of them out on the roads
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Well, like
As you said,
you
there's
said, was it
thousands.
300,000?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
God,
That is a
must,
lot.
must be
Yeah,
Yeah.
loads in every little town and village, mustn't there?
that's a big issue
Yeah.
to
Hmm.
address.
Yeah.
I
There
think
is.
all this now.
Yeah. And like I said, the 22% of the population
Yeah,
last year have disabilities.
Yeah.
yeah.
I would imagine it's council we need to get on to get this out there somehow.
Don't know,
Well,
we're
no,
trying
but
to see
it's
if
more
any of you guys have got
okay.
any ideas or if you've seen
Yeah.
anything about what we're talking about, let us
Yeah.
know, you know.
Yeah.
It's always great to have a bit more
And the
information on
police
subjects.
don't enforce it enough.
No,
No, they don't.
No.
I don't
Most
think.
cases are dropped.
Yeah, I don't think
Mm.
they're up with all the info either. Personally.
I mean, you see these signs, don't you? You'll be going down the motorway and it's don't drink and drive. Don't
Yeah,
drive and use your mobile phone. Or
Don't
how
be
about
abusive.
don't drive and be abusive to mobility users?
Yes,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Or don't drive and be abusive full stop. No one
To
does it.
anybody.
No.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
never
Life's hard
acceptable.
enough. No
Exactly.
Well,
matter.
it is. You
Yeah.
never know what someone else is going through, what
No.
they are
No.
dealing with.
No,
Right.
don't.
And
Be
just because
nice.
you're annoyed doesn't give you the right to take it out on someone else.
No.
You're
Right.
annoyed, it's your issue.
Yeah,
That's right.
exactly.
No. It's
Yeah.
yeah, it's a funny one.
So what else do we have then, ladies? I think we've
Mama.
squashed that.
Yeah, go on, then. Yeah, we could
So-
talk about that all day
Yeah.
long.
Now mine,
Come on,
Yeah.
Andy.
we're going to talk about my jaw replacement because apparently not many people know this. Apparently you didn't.
Well,
know.
I didn't know until it happened to you.
I had to have a new jaw put in. I damaged my jaw donkey's years ago.
Way back when.
I damaged my jaw this one, donkey's years ago. And well, it was actually a man that hit it in the first place, but then it got worse. Apparently, a lot of Americans have to have their jaws replaced because they eat gum.
Oh, forever
They
chewing.
wear out their little disc between it.
Yeah.
But that wasn't mine.
I think yours was talking.
Probably. I did say that to them. They didn't say you have to reduce the amount you talk.
That's
That's,
kind of
that's
it.
where you
Love
two
it.
get it from.
Damn it. What are you saying?
That's what I
What a
thought
sound.
people, can't you? So,
Mm.
so I've had trouble with it since I was in my 20s. So you girls probably remember me.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
moaning about it.
Well, not in
So
your 20s because I wasn't born.
no,
yes.
not then. But it wasn't until in 2017, I think it was, and they eventually referred me to a specialist. So there's only 3 of these specialists in the country, and my closest one was Paul Hospital.
It's about hour and
Hour and a half
45
away.
minutes from where we are.
Nothing's close.
No.
And you really, really need
Yeah.
certain things done.
And it's always
No.
the important bits.
Yes. Yes.
No, and because they won't see you until it's really affecting you majorly. You know, you haven't.
No, you've got to be in so much pain,
Oh,
so many
so
years
much
or
pain.
months or whatever it is
Yeah.
before they'll do anything.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I was getting pain
Again,
in my face. My neck,
Again,
everywhere.
they're not suffering with it.
No.
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 I mean, the surgeons would jump at it and do it sooner because they don't get
The
the
surgeons get
opportunity
it.
to do
They know what's going on.
Yeah.
But the people who are,
with money.
I'll let you get to that
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah, so I had to wait until I to the point I couldn't laugh and cry because it hurt too much. So I got an appointment with a specialist down in Poor Hospital. He was lovely. I had to keep going down there for day visits, for X-rays, MRIs, measurements, and all of this sort of thing. This went on for ages to see how bad it was. Then they wanted to do a surgery to go in to have a look at it to see how bad the damage is. Actually looking at it.
Yeah.
So they did that and sort of went ooh because the
Ooh.
joint had the disc between had gone.
Didn't
And
they
the
flush
joints-
it?
They flushed it, but gently because
Yeah.
they didn't want to upset it anymore because they wanted it to last because they knew how long I'd have to wait. So you remember this is 2017.
Yeah, but the longer they leave it, the
Yes.
more deterioration
Yeah.
it happens.
Yeah.
And then it's an emergency.
Well, you can't afford to have an emergency with this one because they're only allowed to do this 6 times a year.
Oh my gosh.
This is through the NHS.
And
Yeah.
you have to go, your case, they have to make sure you're bad enough to go before the board, not yours personally, your case,
Yeah.
before the board to get funding because it's just under £20,000 just to have the one
Crikey.
side done.
It's a lot, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
So I had to wait, it was a good 6-8 weeks to get the result. And so I sort of thought, oh God, I hope I get it because if I don't, I'm going to live on pills forever
Yeah.
and drink through a straw and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
And anyway, so I got funding. So then I had to start going all the way down there again for a load more measurements and MRIs and everything else. And then they send all that off to the States. Once they got the funding,
Oh my gosh.
they have to send all that off to the States. They then make a 3D of your lower half of your skull. And then they make the jaw joint and the plates to clip it.
Oh crikey.
Well, screw it, tiniest little screws you've ever seen, to put it in. So then, while that was all being made, I then had to have another surgery to get rid of the adhesions from the first surgery to make sure that everything was still okay to go ahead, because if it had damaged this bone or this bone too much, they'd have to make more.
Oh right.
There's a time limit, isn't there?
There's a time limit because your face changes all the time. So I think it was a 3-month.
Between
4 months.
sending it off and then fitting it.
Yes, you have to have it fitted quite quick after that. So I had to have the second surgery, which I had to stay in for overnight because it was so far away. Because I have to see it the next day and it's too far to jump all the way down there.
Yeah.
So that was 2018 by the time they did that. Then once, in between time, I had one of my knees replaced again.
You really had a few years of
Yeah.
it, didn't you, with replacements?
2015, I had the 2 half knees, which didn't work at all. And they deteriorated. So 2018, they did the first of the complete knees.
Falling, yeah.
And then I think I even had the second knee done before I had my jaw done.
Yeah.
So then I was recovering from that. And then I had to go down and have my surgery. And I had to stay in Poole for 2 nights because they bind your face up,
Yeah.
literally, so you can't move. It's just stuck.
I guess it has
they,
to settle for
Yeah.
a little bit.
It
Or you
stopped the
move.
bleeding, actually.
Is it?
Yes,
Pressure.
because you can get clots in the brain. all
Did you have
sorts
to have a
of
drain
things.
or anything?
Yes, you have to have a drain put in and everything. So they cut you from like here all the way down, round here, and under there, and then they literally, because they tell you what they're going to do, they peel your face off. I said, I don't need to know more. I have to tell you all of this.
None of us
Yes,
do.
they-
No, too much information.
Ah.
Yeah.
They do though these days, don't
They
they?
do.
They
We
tell
have
you
to
everything
tell
they
you.
do.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, if you're not under, been knocked out, then they will tell you every time they're
I
doing
know,
something.
yeah.
You don't
Going
want to
to
know
cut
that
down.
either.
They do
that.
it during a colonoscopy as well.
Everything.
And you're just like,
It's too much.
You want to
why are
see
you
what
showing
was
me
in?
that it's
Yeah, you don't want to know.
No.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not pleasant.
Yeah.
So they bound me all up. It's really tight. They tell you how painful it's going to be and everything else. So
Oh, they
the
do tell you
first-
that then?
They do. It's
Oh, that's
very
nice.
it's
Very nice of them.
exceptionally painful.
Yeah.
Heads up.
You
They
could
don't
have
normally tell you
black
that.
eyes and everything when
Yeah.
you come around and all the rest of it.
You were very bruised, actually.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
as bad as some of them
No.
can get.
Hi, Tuba Chat. Thank you for joining us.
Hi. Tuba Chat, connect and grow. We love that. That's what we're all about.
They're great. Oh, they've shared it as well.
Oh,
Thank
Diamond,
you.
thank you.
So I didn't have any visitors for 2 days because
We wouldn't have
We
wanted
weren't
it
allowed.
done.
too far to come.
Yeah, it's too far.
So I was actually by the time I came home, because I was so used to this awful pain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was great. I thought, oh,
Lovely.
it felt so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're on painkillers as well at that point.
Well, I was.
Yeah.
But it
But
still
as you
felt
recovered and-
better. You know, I was expecting it to be really bad, but I just thought, oh, this is so much better.
Yeah.
You know, and I could even open my mouth a bit, and you know, and it wasn't like
Yeah, they wired it, didn't they?
no, they don't wire it. No,
Oh.
No, if you had to have therapy, didn't you, basically?
I had to have loads of therapy, and even with that, they you've got this contraption that goes like this. You put.
Oh, I remember that.
I had to
Oh,
buy that, and I
yeah.
had to get my doctor to buy half of it because I couldn't afford it.
No.
£300 for this contraption,
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah.
which was like a torture.
And
It was torture.
It was so basic.
Yeah.
Just
It
like-
was really nothing special. It's like
Was there nothing you could have done yourself to put in there?
Well,
To-
probably thinking back.
yeah.
But of course, you want to
At
get the
the
right
time,
thing. You
yeah.
do get the
Because
right thing.
they tell you, you know, you will need to get this, you will need to get that. So
Yeah.
you have to do all this therapy, and I'm afraid with my knees I was so good.
You are very good
Yeah.
at these.
With my jaw I wasn't so good because the therapy,
Different area.
the physio was so bad.
Yeah.
Mm. So I
And there's
really
so many
struggled
nerves
with
in your
that.
face.
Yeah.
There is,
And I
and
know you still suffer.
one of them, because I used to get a pain across my cheekbone, and the surgeon said, if that doesn't go after your surgery, then that's damaged. So he said, I'm afraid you're stuck with it. And it never
right.
did go. So I
The
was
trouble
like,
is,
Right.
when, like you said, there is, I can't remember what it is, I was discussing with someone else, but there is literally hundreds of nerves in that.
Yeah.
thousands, loads and loads.
And the surgery that they're doing is so
Mm.
intense in
That's
such a
right.
small area, it's not really
Mm.
surprising that they can't fix you up to
No.
100%.
Yeah.
You know, but even
No,
for you at that
can't.
stage,
Yeah.
probably 75% would have been nice because
Yeah.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
I'm in
Also,
so much
think
pain.
Now you've suffered with one side. Have they ever told you that perhaps it'll go to the other side?
Well, at the time he did,
Oh.
yes, but I kind of forgot about that.
Right.
Like you do.
Well, yeah, you don't
part
want
of
it
my
happening
problem, no, part of my problem was clenching, which is not good if you've got weak.
That's because of
Joints.
fibromyalgia.
Yeah.
Yes, and
grinding of the
mm,
jaws.
yes, and they didn't tell me that because they take your teeth out to get all the stuff in. They don't tell you that you're also going to have to, yeah, not all of your teeth, but these.
The
teeth.
way they're doing the op.
Can't see
Because my gum, especially the bottom gum, isn't flat like a normal gum with no teeth on it. It's like in a point, like that,
Yeah.
okay.
very sharp. So even the plate they made for my teeth, we've had to make that specially for you. I thought, well, ooh, thanks.
Well, not
I don't
everyone's-
want them
not everyone's
really.
the same.
Do you know what?
No,
we're all
apparently
different
it's
in
a
our.
standard plate, but
Yeah.
they never make one like that. It's a completely
Well,
different
they shouldn't
mould.
do a standard plate for
No.
everyone.
they shouldn't, no.
See, now I was talking to a friend of mine who's only 40s. He had to have dentures put in, plate the same as you. But when he had teeth taken out, he had a first plate until his gums had retracted and settled down.
Right.
Then he had a permanent
Yeah.
plate.
See, I've
But
had
with
lots of
mum,
people
they've
do
just
that.
gone for the first plate.
And my top
And of
teeth
course, it's not
really
safe.
is.
I don't think that's.
Horrible.
I don't know. I don't understand it
No.
because it will adjust so much.
I know when Mum had to have her teeth out years ago. My brother, as a baby, they used to have these glass bottles,
Yes.
milk bottles
Yeah.
with the teeth either end. It was
Yeah.
like a
Yes.
banana shape.
Yeah.
He threw it at her, hit her in the mouth,
No.
and eventually she had to have a false plate in the front
Mm.
section.
Did it knock all of them out?
Near enough, sort of, you know.
It damaged it anyway.
Yeah.
wasn't it? Yeah.
And in those days they only put them straight in.
Yeah, that's what they do.
They had their
now.
teeth out. You had their teeth out, and they put the plate straight
That's what
straight
they
in,
did. Yeah.
bleeding everything. fresh.
Oh.
And she had to put up with that.
Oh.
Well, having those teeth taken out, it then upsets, because you've got this
Yeah.
plate in there. It then upsets all your teeth.
Yeah.
So then I had to have another 2 taken out. So, and now I'm grinding again, not grinding, clenching, and my left jaw's starting to go. So I looked it up, and yes,
It's counteracting for your bad side.
Exactly.
Isn't
Yeah,
it?
because if that's
It's
completely
going.
structured, and absolutely
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, it's
Mm.
doing
That
more
one-
work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and where I didn't do my physio, if I open my mouth, you'll see what it does,
Yeah.
It goes to one side.
Yeah.
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 which is quite weird. I know.
But the
but,
physio was extremely painful, wasn't it? I mean, they were really pleased with your progress of opening your mouth,
yes,
but it was the muscles, wasn't
The
it?
muscles
Yeah.
trying to
Building
keep
one
it here.
side, but-
Yeah, and I just get so much pain down my neck
Mm.
and through my head. And I was telling Shirley the other day when Andrew goes, I'm back to where the pain starts to build up again, and I'm sort of, oh, here we go again.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
irritates everything, doesn't it?
And then I think, well, I get funding, because I mean it'll be years before they let me have it anyway. But with the NHS the way it is, I'm not sure I'd actually get the funding.
It's a difficult one, isn't it? I think a lot of
Scary
people feel the
times,
same.
isn't it?
Mm.
If any of you out there have had a replacement or a
There's a few
similar
of us.
story, let us know. And what your process was, you know,
Yeah.
and your healing process
Yeah.
as well.
Did you have both sides done? Because I've been told when I had it done, I went onto one of those forums.
Mm.
You know, when you're sitting back, you can't do a lot. To start with, you've got to sort of rest it, keep it right.
Yeah.
And so I looked at this forum, and a lot of people had both sides done because of
Oh.
the alignment. Because if you look at my face, it's not straight anymore. This side's the shape of my face, and this side isn't. It's up.
Well, if they knew
I
that
really
in the
don't-
first
I
place,
can't
that
help
you
it.
have a problem, why don't they just do it? Because
Exactly.
it's going to, yes, it'll be more painful,
Yeah.
and it'll take you longer to sort of recoup.
But at least it
But
would
it's
be
about
done.
Yeah.
36,000. So
But-
that's why.
I don't know.
But
I
then
just can't
that's still
understand.
saving the money, though, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
Well, you
you're
think
now
so,
going to have to
wouldn't
go
you?
through a couple of years of treatment
Yeah.
I
and
know.
having separate
Yeah.
surgeries to have the other side flushed out and
I
everything
know,
else.
I
You
know.
know?
By the time you have it done, if you have to have it done,
I'm
hopefully
really
you
hoping
don't,
not to.
that it's going to be more.
I
It's going to
know.
cost more
God,
than the
yeah.
first one.
Yeah.
It is, yeah. Yeah.
So by
Crazy.
doing them both at the same time,
Yeah. I'm really hoping I don't have to, but it's.
it's like when they do
Yeah.
knee
Yeah.
thingies, or hips, and they do partial.
Well,
Yeah.
this is it.
And then in the
Absolute
end,
waste of time.
You have to have the whole done. To me,
Yeah.
that is wasting national health money.
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
is.
Apparently, they hardly ever do halves now, because most of the time
Work.
you end up like that.
Yeah.
So then, of course, it's going to hurt, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is what happened to mine. And then
Yeah.
you can hardly walk on it because it's just so painful.
Yeah.
And you're right back to square one. But of course, they won't do it straight away. So I had to go from 2015 to 2019 to get them done.
Yeah,
Or what waited for 4
Yeah.
years.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then I had them all done anyway. And the new knees were so much better, weren't they, girls?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got better so much quicker.
Completely
I was off my
different.
crutches
Yeah.
after 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Wasn't
I think the
Yeah.
younger you
So
are, the
much
quicker you
better.
can get back to normal, or as
I?
normal
The
as you
half
can.
knees, you couldn't. They took
No.
Half
me
knees, it took you
forever.
ages, didn't it? And it was still painful.
Ages.
They won't always do it for young people because
Oh,
because of the
old
money
enough. Yeah.
situation.
Also, you're not old
yeah.
enough.
No,
It only
it-
lasts 10, 15 years. You're
I
too
know.
young.
I know,
Yeah.
but you've got that mobility in your
Exactly.
life as a youngster, and you heal
Yeah.
quicker.
Yeah.
And who's to say that it won't last longer?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
Exactly.
That is true.
Mm.
Don't do it enough to know, do they?
No.
Yeah.
And they're always making things better
Yeah.
Mm.
Constantly.
on what they're
exactly.
putting in you,
Mm.
Yeah.
unlike years ago.
Way back when.
Yeah.
It's not
I
very
can't
nice, is it?
Sorry. Oh, no.
You've got one more thing to talk about, haven't you?
Yeah, shall I? Or shall I
Might as
not?
well go for
Yeah.
it.
Might as well go for it.
Okay. So it's about doctors visiting doctors. As
Oh,
many
awful.
people. Look, don't start right.
We're all like,
And here we go.
Doctors.
People
Who are
do
they?
struggle, don't they?
Dogs, aren't they?
So it's obviously what I personally found out and what I'm going with.
Experience, doesn't it?
Exactly that. So phoning through to the doctors can be really hard. Yes, it can.
I keep giving up.
Yeah.
You do.
I
You
can't
get
keep on
fed
with it.
up, so you put the
Exactly.
phone down, and then
Yeah.
you think you're going to phone back because you need to phone back, and
Yeah.
then you've got to go through all that spiel again.
Yeah.
You know.
But even when I go to my doctor's surgery, there's nobody at the reception desk.
No.
And you wait and you
Oh,
wait
yeah.
and you wait, and there's not even a bell.
No.
You just wait.
I think they took that away on purpose.
I do too.
Actually, when you
Put
phone
the
up, sometimes it's the
screens
same.
down.
Yeah.
You can be on
There's
the. You
nobody
can
there.
be ringing for a quarter of an hour.
Yeah.
Think, well, where are they then? Are
Yeah.
they having a
The
cup of
short
tea and a
staff.
cookie?
Or
Yeah.
my pharmacy has actually taken their phone off the hook before.
Oh, really?
Oh, my
That's
God.
really bad.
Yeah.
The pharmacy that
They
I've
could
used.
have somebody that can answer the phone. It doesn't have to be the
Mhm.
pharmacist,
No.
It was actually the doctors that said to me, they are known for.
because we know the
I'm
pharmacists are busy.
Yeah.
It is
completely.
a bad
It's
job
ridiculous
being
at the moment
a
for 'em, but-
difficult job being a pharmacist.
Yeah,
You get
yeah.
so much to do,
And a lot of
and
grief at the moment as well.
interruptions. You know, because I've been in that situation.
Yeah, you have, haven't you?
I've worked in a pharmacy, so I know the situation. But they
Yeah.
could have one person
Yeah.
in that
Can answer the phone.
to answer the phone.
Dedicated.
No one else answers it,
Yeah.
No.
and that's their job, as
Yeah.
well as serving people or doing something else.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's what they should do.
Exactly.
Stop what they're
Yeah.
doing,
Part
because
of
it's
their
not
role.
as important as a pharmacist.
No.
So I can't see that problem.
No.
No.
Well, I was actually phoning the doctors to see what to do about my ongoing pain, but I couldn't get through, so I gave up.
Yeah,
That's the problem. You do give
Yeah.
up, and then
Yeah.
you feel
You do.
more stressed.
I think
and
they're
then-
hoping
Why
you
didn't you
do.
come to us before?
Yeah.
oh
I
yeah.
couldn't get through.
Yeah.
Carry on, Tara.
Yes,
Yeah.
Carry
Carry
on.
on. Still here, yeah.
We'll back you up.
Yeah. So phoning through to doctors can be really hard, even more so if you're ill and struggle to get up on time to call in the morning.
Oh yes.
Which is hard because it's like, what, 8 a.m.?
Yes.
8:30
Yeah.
mine, I think.
Yes.
Sort of changes.
So if you know you're going to need to see a doctor in the morning but struggle to get up on time, don't be afraid to ask for help. Ask a family member or ask a neighbour or a friend. Reach out. Because you're not bad then, you're trying to get help
No,
for yourself.
exactly.
You're trying to
Will
get
one of
the
you
right
girls phone the doctor for me then? Please.
you're trying to get the right help for your illness.
But there are people
help
out there,
yourself.
if I might interrupt a moment,
Yeah,
out there that don't have that friend,
No,
family,
exactly
neighbour.
that.
Tara's got
So-
options.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So if you know that you need to see a doctor, but it doesn't need to be straight away, and you've tried calling them, see if they have an email address so that you can make a list of what's going on, what your problem is, and what you expect to get out of the appointment when you are able to see them. Also, don't forget to put in if it is urgent or not, as this should help the response time. I know it doesn't always help.
I was
But
going to say, have you
it's
tried
worth-
it through email?
I have, and I've been seen quicker.
Right.
Really?
I think
Yeah.
it's important to have the email option because sometimes, I know like with you and with you
Yeah.
actually, when you're doing it over the phone, you don't explain enough
No.
because you suddenly get
Whereas
flustered.
an email, you
Yeah,
can
lay it
go,
all out.
right, I've got
You've got
this,
time
this,
to-
this,
Yeah, you
and
kind of
yeah,
brief
this is
thing.
happening.
But do they actually read it all then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So finally, the other option is to try and get down there when the door's open. Again, I know it's hard, but maybe if you've got a friend or a carer, neighbour, anyone that you could ask if they'll go for you to make you an appointment. Explaining the situation that you can't get up or you physically can't get there. Lost my place. If you feel that it might be easier just to talk to the doctor over the phone, ask the receptionist if you can just have a call back. Again, you can put that in an email. If you don't feel that you will be able to go into the doctors, then they can take it from their worst. They can take it from what's going on, and they might ask you to come in or send someone to your home.
Yeah, I've done that before actually.
Yeah. Last thing, if you can't get through to the doctors and you're really concerned, call 111 for UK, where you can explain what is happening and they can decide over the phone what is the next best step to take, whether that be for a doctor to call you, for them to make you an appointment to go to, or ask you to go to A&E, or send someone out to you.
Yeah, ambulance. Or...
Yeah, exactly. But whether you do make, but whatever, make sure that you do get the help that you need, whether that is for a condition, something new, or mental health. There are also lots of different numbers out there that you can contact if you're mentally struggling or feel you need to talk to someone or text to someone, which will be leaving some information.
Yeah. Mental health,
After-
you can turn up
yeah.
to A&E as well, and they
Yeah.
will get someone to
And
to help
only,
you there,
or you can text, shout.
Yeah.
But the main point is, don't give up on yourself. Don't
Yeah.
give up on your condition.
Fight for
So-
yourself.
Exactly. Don't give up on
Okay.
yourself. If you have a health condition, sometimes it's hard if you get something new to go to the doctors to address it, but you need to go and keep on top of it. For me, I feel it is hard to mentally accept that you may have another new illness, but it's really important to look after yourself and talk to others, as it can be a hard mentally process to try and go
And don't
through.
always assume that a pain you're getting is part of a condition that you already have.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah,
But you
sorry,
do
yeah.
also start to feel a bit of a nuisance, because I know I do.
It's
Yeah,
back to being a
But
burden.
then
isn't it?
something else, or
it is that
here we
vicious
go
circle.
again.
Or the doctors just presume that it is your current situation. Get on with it. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, like when I
Horrible, isn't it?
But that doesn't help you, does it? When
No,
you're
no,
told
it doesn't.
that.
no,
Because
Especially
you're
if you're in
down
a low
anyway.
state of mind. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly
Yeah.
that. When visiting the doctors, it's always for me hard to remember why I go there.
Yeah, me too.
It's like I get brain fog. So I make a list of questions that I want to ask. Then also, if I don't get time to cover everything, I can leave my list with the doctor and they can make another appointment for you to follow it up, which can sometimes be easier to make a new appointment. But also, if they're looking through that list and they go, actually, that's quite important, we need to extend this appointment to deal with this, they may do that as well. So different things.
I think sometimes if you can't get to see a doctor, you get to see a nurse. Because they have
Yeah.
different nurses now, don't they?
They do.
and
prescribing
And
a lot
pharmacists.
more nurses in
And
there.
yeah, you can go to the pharmacist
You say
because he knows
pharmacies
a lot.
as well,
and he's
yeah.
got-
Paramedics as well, don't they?
yeah, but they don't necessarily have your details.
No.
Oh,
Where the pharmacist will have your medication up on screen
yes.
and they can see bits and pieces more
Mm.
so. But if you go
Yeah.
to probably a prescribing nurse,
Mm.
she can get you in the doctor that same day
Yeah.
Mm.
quicker. Or
Yeah.
she's got appointments that the receptionist doesn't know that the doctor has.
Yeah.
Because I know
And
all
she can-
doctors have to have emergency appointments, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's, but you just gotta. I know it's hard to fight for yourself sometimes, especially if
Yeah.
you're feeling down or you're struggling.
Yeah. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
No, but
You're on
it's
your own.
so important to advocate for yourself because,
Well, the reason I gave up the other
especially with
day,
medical conditions.
because I started clenching and I thought, this is silly, I'm getting stressed now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
making myself worse.
It makes you
It
worse.
does.
Yeah.
It turns into a cycle. Whereas if you go right, this is my symptom, this needs dealing with.
Mm.
You know, and like we say, if we ever get a new medical condition, we'll just add it to the scroll.
Yeah.
Add it to the
scroll.
scroll.
I do
So
look it
big.
up.
Yes,
I
am.
always look it up.
Yeah,
I like
that's
to know
good and
what
not
I've-
good though, isn't it?
I know it is, but if you can't see anybody,
Yeah.
what are you supposed to do? And I think there's
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
information
Yeah.
on the
Loads.
line
There is a
now.
lot.
And I know doctors
Lots.
don't like it when you Google, but the amount of times that I have diagnosed myself before
Yeah.
going to a doctor.
Oh my God,
Yes,
yeah, I've
I
done that.
know.
Can't be that bad.
Or when they say to you, and what would you like me to do for you today?
Or how
Yeah.
are you?
They don't
Oh,
even
I'm
say
fine,
that
but
now.
I'd like to come and talk to you just about
Yes.
the weather.
And sometimes I've had
Research
it.
is your weapon.
Yeah, I mean, I've had it where I've said all the symptoms and stuff, and they'll go, "What treatment were you expecting?
Well, yes, it's if you
Well,
are
you
the
know.
doctor.
Why am I here?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
You come to a
tell
professional.
me not to look at Google, and now you want me to look at Google.
Yeah,
you know.
Well, yeah,
Make your mind up.
because they will print off sheets.
Yes,
Yeah.
I've done that.
The
When-
internet.
yeah, exactly
Yes.
that.
Here you
That
are.
is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I
Read
went
that.
to the doctors about my hills at first, he said, "Well, I don't know anything about that. Let's Google it. What shall I look for?"
When I had that,
Unbelievable.
I knew before he knew what was going on, and it turns out it
It
wasn't
was
that
the
in the
same.
first place.
Oh.
yes, when I had that what was that thing I had between my ribs?
Titsy syndrome.
Something like that. And he actually had to Google it.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
But that
He
was
said
'cause
it
was
sounds
rare,
like
wasn't it?
yeah. He said it sounds like that. So he Googled it and he said it is that. And he
Good
said it's
It's
slow.
a little
Why
bit
are they
It's
up with
awful.
everything?
Yeah.
But
It's
isn't
quite
that
rare.
a bit worrying?
It is, isn't it?
That they've got Google
Why
sites.
are they
Yeah.
doctors?
Yeah.
They went through all those years.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Mm.
as far as I know, they're given a book every month, a new, up-to-date.
Oh,
They're
they
not
medication.
reading it,
They
then,
don't
are
read
they?
it.
They can't do.
I mean, this
Because-
was years ago, but you know.
Yeah, because when I was in the pharmacy, the pharmacist got one every month. And
Oh.
I was talking to him, and he said the doctors get one the same as we do.
I'll be damned.
Wow.
So it's a new, up-to-date
Yeah.
information. Whether it's
However,
Because
changed,
they
I
all
know
still
more
get
about
maltreatment.
It might have
like,
changed.
fibromyalgia and everything. You know more and
Oh,
more.
I was
about
going to
it
say
all
the rib
time.
thing is a little bit because like with fibromyalgia, I think it's the muscles in the ribs, isn't it?
It's
Causes
muscles
ribs to
between the
hurt.
ribs, and
yes, it is.
I had,
It's
TSC
muscle
syndrome.
related.
I had
It's like
bronchitis
that,
and a chest infection.
but
I was
every
coughing
rib
too much.
swells up, muscles in
Oh.
between,
Yes.
so you can't hardly.
You can
breathe.
hardly move.
Oh,
It was a
right.
really we were full today, weren't we?
We were. I was in
Yeah.
agony.
I have a pain in one of my ribs on the left-hand side.
Mhm.
It's not a pain that's there all the time.
No.
It's when I'm leaning or something,
Oh,
I
yeah.
can feel it.
Yeah.
Or when I get up in the morning because you're pulling yourself up.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I just Googled it. I'm sorry, but everything to do with fibro, I will Google.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that fibro related?
Yeah.
Mm.
And it makes me feel a bit better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't feel alone, do you?
No,
Yeah.
you don't.
know other people
I mean,
have got
there
it.
could be something seriously wrong with me,
Yeah.
and I could die from it. But hey,
That's the thing, but that's good because you're not assuming that that
No.
pain is just part of your condition because that's where
Mm.
things get mixed.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
if you've got,
That's right.
say, I mean, if you still had your ovaries, if you had scar adhesions around your ovaries and you were going, oh, that pain there, that's because of that.
No, this is
And actually,
me. You
it's
see,
cancer
I still
cells
got
or
mine.
things like that.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
it's,
I worry about that
dangerous to
because they left
assume.
mine in,
they left mine in.
and you get
Yeah.
like period pains, or you get
Yeah.
a really
Well-
stabbing pain, and I think, oh my god.
No, that's fibro.
Oh.
I say it's fibro. No, I still get like a depression or when you're due to come on and things like this.
Yes.
I mean, you don't bleed anymore.
So-
of course,
so you
because
won't
you've
bleed.
had your womb and
Mm.
whatever else taken away apart from your ovaries.
Yeah.
And you're still supposed to have the test.
yeah.
But I'm old enough
I
now.
don't have a
Apparently, they
test.
don't care. They don't care anymore when you reach.
They've never given me a test.
Really?
What test did you have?
Oh no, the
Smear test.
smear test.
No, I don't get one.
Oh, you should do until you're a certain age.
Oh.
And then when you get to a certain age, oh, tough titty, you don't need it anymore. You
No.
know, it could kill you anyway. We
But
don't
I'm
want to see
treated.
you.
I'm
No.
older now.
Yeah.
It is. And do you know what? That makes me really
I've
sad
never-
because it then means, like through COVID, we lost a lot of our older generation.
Yes.
But it's really sad because the younger generation, those grandchildren, those great grandchildren, never going to learn their history, the
No,
story.
no.
no.
You know,
No.
it's sad
Everyone else,
because
yeah.
although yes, they're old, they might not be able to work or
Yeah.
put
They've been through it, though.
things into society in the financial senses. But that doesn't mean they're not important in our society. We need
No, but they did do when they were younger.
exactly.
They still
Yeah.
kept the
Yeah.
country
They've
going
paid for
and
that
everything
treatment all
else.
their lives. The
Yes.
treatment that they're now not getting because they're too old.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
It's so
Yeah.
silly.
Yeah.
No.
It's mad, really, isn't it?
Someone
Mad
thinks these
world.
ideas up and fine.
Oh.
Get on with it.
Yeah.
So if we was on telly, we'd have finished by now. We'd have adverts.
Yeah.
Advert.
Floppy women out.
Well, we've done over an hour.
That's what I know.
We have. Thank you for putting up with us.
Oh, yes, thank you.
And if you haven't already already, please subscribe and hit the notification bell and give us a share.
Once we
Now,
get going, we get
before-
diarrhea of the mouth.
Yeah.
And because we're floppy.
Yeah.
Yes.
And don't forget, like, if you've got any of these conditions or anything, let us know. Communicate with us.
Yeah.
We'd love to
Yeah,
hear
we'd
from
love to
you.
hear from any of you. You know,
We've
Yeah.
got any idea or anything.
Or you know of anybody.
Yeah, and we've also
Yeah.
got a support group on our Facebook page. It's called RA Support.
Yeah.
That's called Rarars Adventures Support Group. For anybody that wants to just have a chat and just communicate. You know, get to know each other.
It
and
helps.
just- yeah.
And we're going to play a crazy song again,
Oh yeah.
just so you can hear it.
Lovely.
Now, we hope that you can hear it okay, but we will be uploading it later. So this is our farewell for now, and thank you for joining us, and we'll catch up with you very soon.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Lots of love.
Bye.
Take
We love
care.
you all.
Thank you.
Thanks
Bye.
for listening.
Bye.
Really want to, don't you?
Welcome back to Rarars Adventures, the chicks who spread disability awareness.
We do reviews on great places to go, so you can see what's in store for when you go.
Check out our interviews of people like you and me. Let the world know about our different disabilities.
Don't forget our home product reviews. There might just be something to help you.
Hit that bell to subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Come along for the ride.
Yeah.